So yesterday's video was kind of fun, I have to say. The don't buy video on the other channel, on our DylanTalksTone channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that. It was interesting because we got a lot of views on it and a lot of comments, where a lot of folks tend to agree with the fact that they shouldn't. Maybe I don't know what they agree with, but everybody agreed for some reason, which is funny because the beginning of the video and the end of the video said opposite things. So I don't really know what people agreed with. My guess is because it seems to be the way that when you say don't spend any money, people agree with that. When you say this is a good idea to spend money, less people agree with that. So I'm assuming, and I could be wrong. So, assumptions being what they are, I'm assuming that most people are saying that they don't, they're glad that they found out that they don't have to upgrade their guitar, which is good if you want to save some money, right? Now, do I do a video that talks about why you should? Because this is fun. I think one of the things that people lose in all this is there is zero technical reason let me say it this way. You should not wait for a technical reason to have fun. You just shouldn't. There's no reason to wait for a technical reason to do something cool. And if you only rely on technical reasons to have fun, then it's not fun. I don't understand that. Well, I don't know. The decision-making paradigm for people with musical instruments is really weird to me. It's the only hobby that I'm a part of where people tend to rely more on the nerdy side of stuff. I don't know. I guess firearms are kind of that way too. The pocket knife thing. I think it's just an interesting, weird thing that people's brains do. It's like, well, this is technically better, so I need this. But if it's not technically better, then I don't need this. But if this is more fun, then who cares? And in a creative space where you're trying to be creative, when you're supposed to be creative, when guitar playing is making music, I don't get how people get so bound to the technical stuff. I mean, to be honest with you, it's one of the biggest mistakes that we made on this channel from the very beginning, or on the DylanTalksTone channel from the very beginning, is being so technical, because then people, and so I think obviously that was my fault partially, because I steered people towards that, right? Because myths being what they are. But one of the things I want to talk about lately is why we need the myths. And that might be in fact, I'm going to write that down. What our podcast is going to be about today is why we need the myths. Because there should be a lot of belief and a creativity and inspiration in guitar playing. And as much as the technical stuff matters for getting a result, it shouldn't have anything to do, or very little to do, with fun. I mean, I guess if your guitar is technically working and everything is good, then it's easier to have fun. But I also think that you should not, it should be it's not binary. You know what I mean? Right? And I think that's what happens with a lot of, that doesn't have anything to do with the tone. I hate that saying. I hate that. It drives me freaking insane. Doesn't have anything to do with the tone. Yeah, it does, actually. Because if you don't like it, it will affect your tone. Whether you don't pick up the guitar very much, whether you don't practice enough, whether you don't like the color, so you pick another one, which means that guitar never makes any tone. Like, it drives me insane. I hate that phrase. It doesn't have anything to do with the tone. Come on, man. Like, if your guitar is blue or red and you don't like red, you're not going to pick the guitar up. No tone. None. Zero. So it has everything to do with it. It just drives me nuts. Finish, finish types when it comes to how it feels, right? Like, I don't like Epiphones because I don't like the way they feel. It has nothing to do with where it's made. It has nothing to do with how much the guitar costs. I just don't like how they feel. That's the biggest thing. I just don't like how they feel. To the point that I don't even buy them to modify. I don't know if and people get on me for like not liking Epiphones, but I don't know if you noticed that. Like, I'll buy a cheap Strat and upgrade it because I like them, but I won't buy an Epiphone and upgrade it. And it has nothing to do with the brand. It has nothing to do with the cost. It has nothing. In fact, they're more expensive. I don't care. I don't care how much anything costs because of what we do. I may be able to do that, right? I just don't like how they feel, so I don't buy them. Well, it has anything to do with the tone. Well, it does. You know why? Because I don't make any tone with an Epiphone because I don't buy it in the first place, right? Just a weird thing. So I think, I don't know, a little rant on that. I cannot stand that phrase. I cannot stand that phrase. It has anything to do with the tone. Oh, come on. Everything does when it comes to, and when I say everything, I mean, the creative side. And I think this is where we're missing. We need to keep like banging this drum about the creative side of music, the creative side of music, the creative side of music. Because in a world of AI, this is what we're going to be. If we don't watch this and if we are not careful, we're going to lose sight of it. We're going to lose sight of it. We can fix anything technical with the computer, right? So don't lose sight of the creative side of the guitar. How it feels, how it sounds, how it looks. And I don't mean the tone, bro. I mean the vibe. The feeling when you walk in the room and you see your guitar hanging on the wall. That feeling. That's what I'm talking about. The feeling that draws you across the room to pick it up in the first place. That's what I'm talking about. We need to focus on that because you can't get that with AI. And you can't get the feeling when you slam a chord and hear, you could, I suppose, on the post-processing side, but just the things that are having to do with the thing in your hand. You don't get that with technology. You don't get that with technical stuff. You just get it with feel. So don't lose sight of that.